Okay, boys and girls, Zaktoro Zanzibar here again. It's December 7th, 3:56 a.m. I must be the only lunatic up in the United States making videos at this time, but I crawled out of my cave and I was bored and I wanted to share, make some new friends, and hopefully we can have some kind of a communication that is established here. I'm going to be offering what I'm saying in book form, which will be more elaborate in many ways, more detailed. And as these videos accumulate, I'm going to be trying to get someone to make this into a movie, obviously with a lot of editing, of course, and hopefully into a major motion picture at some point. Let us continue with the discussion of why life sucks if you don't do it your way. And I apologize if I offend anybody for using the word sucks, but the truth is there's a lot of people, most of us who are under 50 years old, when we get frustrated and we're really upset, we go, this sucks. And I think that it's the way that you say it that makes it either be something that's very dirty or something that's very uncouth or something that's very appropriate. And I think it's appropriate for a lot of us because the truth is nobody will admit it, but for most people in the world, life does suck. And that's putting it mildly. Okay, let us look at the lives of those who've made it in their own way to give us a preview of what we can have when we live our own lives correctly. Now, I'm a successful life coach and stock market swing trader and now an author, which are 3 of my 5 major ambitions in life. But I must admit, this didn't have to take me until 50 years old, which I just turned last week. I should have done it my way from the start. Now let's look at some who did it their way. Let me give you an example and then give you the flip side of what would have happened if they didn't succeed, but did it their own way anyway. I'm going to try to teach you to do everything your way and make life bend to your terms. It's an art, but that's why you're listening. And we have a lot of other good topics coming up too. One is how life is a rigged game like a poker game in which you're being cheated in, dice that are loaded, that you can't ever get the numbers you want to come up, but that you can learn to be a winner in these games anyway. This is coming up very soon, so keep checking back. I mean, after all, the stock market is rigged, politics are rigged, the monetary policies of our countries are rigged. I mean, why shouldn't life itself be rigged? But you know what? If you get a good seat in the right game, you can still win. Okay, on to the topic of why life sucks if you don't do it your way. Let's look first at people who succeed at doing it their way. Let's look at the main man, Frank Sinatra. After all, he made the song My Way. And those of you who are too young to remember it, please download it. My Way by Frank Sinatra. It is one of the most beautiful songs ever written. Okay, Frank had one ambition in life, to not only sing, but to sing and to be famous for it. I'm not saying he was a good person, a bad person, a saint or a sinner. There's no judgment here. I'm only looking to show you ways and strategies people take that make them successful and happy and joyous, which is even more important. Okay, the first thing professional singers are told at the start of their career by their coach or manager is they must avoid 3 things: smoking, heavy drinking, and staying up late at night and not getting enough rest. And throw in a 4th one: singing too much could ruin your voice. Now, Frank broke all 4 of these rules all the time, every day. He was a party animal before John Belushi was even born and was known to chain smoke and drink all day and night, have 2 or more evening performances in Vegas, and then after the shows, he'd have more sex than any other man could imagine. I don't know how many women it was, but that's not my business nor the topic of this conversation. Suffice it to say that he lived a wild life and burned up a lot of energy for any man, any 5 men. Then, after this was all done, he would join his friends in the Rat Pack for some impromptu fun and silly singing and crazy singing sessions early in the morning. Maybe they'd have breakfast and then go out and sing for 2 or 3 more hours after they all did their shows. Guys like Joey Bishop and Dean Martin and himself, as well as Sammy Davis Jr. These guys would party and sing and get crazy and get silly all day and night. I mean, life was one big party for them. And they didn't die early either. Some of them are still alive. Okay, back to Frank. Now, Frank made the world adore him. Not just because he sang well, but because he did it his way, and he used the publicity of doing it his way to make everybody unconsciously, this is my opinion, envy him, because he was living a life we all dreamed of. Maybe we didn't want all the sex and the crazy drinking, but we wanted to be able to do whatever we wanted whenever we wanted, and he was doing it. And we loved him for him. We loved him for it, I should say. And maybe we were even a little jealous. And he lived until age 82. 82, despite all of his partying. Here's the flip side. Let's say Frank does not become famous, either by chance, lack of talent, or his bad habits did him in. What would be the probable result? My opinion, he would perform at a small nightclub in Hoboken, New Jersey, where he was born, or close by. He would smoke, drink, and party like an animal anyway. He'd have sex with a new girl every night from the audience. And then after the sex, he'd be singing, laughing, and drinking with a different Rat Pack. Only he would make a few hundred a week instead of millions a year. Do you see much difference in lifestyle? I don't. He just did it his way. If he wanted to be in any other profession, he would still probably do it his way and have the same fun. Frank was about having fun. And a lot of us get responsibility in the way and make it too much of a priority, so we don't really have all of the joy and fun that we could have. I think that'll be it for tonight. I'm going to crawl back into my cave, and we will continue tomorrow with some more incredible examples of people who did it their way. And even if you don't agree with the lifestyles of these people, please take in what I'm saying, consider it. And if you learn one thing from every video, or even every 5 videos, I promise you, I will help you change your life. I do private one-on-one consultations as a life coach. If you need me, email me, we'll discuss rates. Have a great morning, because it is morning. Adios.